What's going on, all you wild Wookiees? These two wild hairy men are back here for Cinephellas. I'm Logan Myers and my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry DeGen. I'm the Mandalorian.
Easy there, man. Don't put your mask back on. So that's right. These wild boys are huge Star Wars fans, as you all know, watching our videos and channel over the years. And we're very excited for, each year bringing the Star Wars celebration. They had this in Chicago not too long ago. Really great. Always releasing brand new trailers, upcoming TV shows, movies, video games, all that stuff in the Star Wars world. And this year they brought their A game once again. And we were kind of keeping an eye on that pretty closely throughout the convention and everything being released. The big announcement was the Star Wars films, three of them. James Mangold, obviously we know from Logan, and director of Indiana Jones 5, which they also released in this convention. Brand new trailer, but he will be directing a film thousands of years in the past and will focus on the first Jedi. And I think that was called Dawn of the Jedi. James Mangold. So I was very excited about that. And they also announced Swamp Thing. He's writing and directing a brand new film, Swamp Thing movie, which we both
That's
loved.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so excited. Yeah. James Mangold's an awesome filmmaker. Have loved his, as many films back as I can remember him doing. Ford versus Ferrari, terrific.
Yeah.
Logan, obviously the best X-Men movie that's been made. He keeps killing it. He's coming back. And somebody that has seen the new indie Dial of Destiny must have loved it. Bring him on in and do a Star Wars movie. And from the sound of it, this is going to be. He's compared it to like the Ten Commandments. He's described it as like a biblical epic. So that sounds really cool. 25,000 years. So you can just imagine, like, he doesn't have to go by anything that we've seen before. He can make it totally his own film. And he's such a terrific filmmaker, and he knows that the story drives everything. So I think he's going to give us a great story and something new and exciting that we haven't seen before.
That's what I'm really excited for because I love James
Yeah.
Mangold, one of my newer favorite directors of the past 5 years. Loving everything
Mhm.
he's put out. I'm interested to see his Indiana Jones take, like what he does with the new film. Not a huge Indiana Jones fan myself, but interested in seeing it. But I'm really excited to see him in the Star Wars universe and what he brings to the audience. I think we're in for a treat with that. And then Dave Filoni, of course, no stranger to the Star Wars universe, Clone Wars, Mandalorian, Boba Fett, list goes on and on. Working with George Lucas, he's going to be directing a movie that's going to bring all the Disney Plus shows together. Very excited about that because I've loved most of the shows they put out. The last one that I'm on the fence about, Daisy Ridley returning after Rise of Skywalker. So it's in the
Mhm.
future and showing her rebuilding the Jedi Order, basically. So I don't know. Didn't care for the new trilogy. Maybe it'll be good.
I've heard, some rumblings, people talking about what could possibly happen in that. A lot of people are talking about, with the Mandalorian and the way that's set and sort of how Grogu's been kind of set up as, the focus of the Mandalorian, even though Pedro Pascal obviously is the Mandalorian Mando, but Grogu, such a beloved character, or maybe Grogu is maybe one of the Jedi's that she is training, or she sort of, Grogu can be with her in the film. I've heard that mentioned, which would be interesting. We could see Grogu in a movie like this, and I could see them doing that. They want to obviously bring this character forward. Everybody loves Grogu. Baby Yoda, Fever. Everybody loves that character. So bringing him over to a movie, that's a possibility. And bringing Daisy Ridley back, she was good in the new trilogy. Say what you will about the films, but she did a pretty good job, and it'll be interesting to see her take that character 15 years into the future, where she's like training the new like class of Jedi, and what the future will look like. We don't have any really idea what it's going to look like, past Rise of Skywalker. So, yeah, interested, but definitely James Mangold film, and the Dave Filoni ones, 1 and 2 for me. Daisy Ridley one would be 3, but these sound very promising. It had been a while since we heard any big Star Wars movie news, so these 3 announcements were surprising, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to come on the big screen in the future of Star Wars.
Another big announcement that I was really excited for with her appearance in a Disney Plus show, and I'm talking about Ahsoka Tano, of course. Rosario Dawson, the trailer drops for her series Ahsoka, and then it also was the big reveal, a glimpse in the trailer, which all the fans, including myself and you, have been waiting
Mhm.
for. The grand reveal of Grand Admiral Thrawn, played by Lars Mikkelsen. Got a glimpse of him, and of course, we want that. It looks amazing. So
Yeah.
It looks like they're bringing their A game just based off the first trailer. Look like the effects look amazing, a lot of action, lots on the line. So it looks really great.
Yeah, it does look great. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is her character is being brought over from the Clone Wars.
Yep.
A lot of influence from the Clone Wars, which is cool. I never saw that, so it's going to be kind of fresh and exciting for me. But just looking at the characters and how they looked, they really made them look cool for the live action Ahsoka series.
I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars. Watched all the seasons with my son, and I'm excited to see all these characters come to live action because the rest of the characters, we've been seeing these characters for 40, 50 years. I just want to see the more characters introduced in live action Star Wars universe. So yeah, just bringing these big bad guys, new bad guys that people aren't familiar with, they haven't seen the shows and all the animated shows. So it's gonna be cool seeing that finally.
Yeah, I can't wait to see like Thrawn, what he's going to look like. We saw like the back of his head in the trailer. Then they revealed later that it was going to be Lars Mikkelsen who voiced Thrawn. So that's pretty awesome. There'd been a lot of questioning of who was going to play him. And from all that I've heard about that character, it's going to be a really cool villain, a new villain for the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, he showed up in Rebels. That came out in 2016. It was another series.
Oh, gotcha.
Another amazing animated show that you can watch on Disney Plus. Star Wars Rebels. So that's where his first appearance was. But Clone Wars, again, other characters from the live action that are coming out. You should check those out. Really great. You can see the inception of those characters and more of their backstories. Another one that we kind of touched on briefly, again, James Mangold, Indiana Jones 5 trailer, de-aging of Harrison Ford, a younger Indy. And
it's hard to go by with the trailer. They didn't really give anything too much away with the story. Obviously, an older Indy. Let's just hope that they have a good, worthy story to erase what they did with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because that one was a stinker and a big disappointment. So there's a lot riding on the line. And of course, Harrison Ford, he's been playing the same grumpy old guy here for the past 10, 15 years. So hopefully he put his heart into this one and gives us a great adventure to go out on, and gives us a great movie. And James Mangold can have this, take the momentum of this and bring it over to the Star Wars universe.
One that we talked about the first season, The Bad Batch, are coming back for season 3. I haven't seen the season 2 yet. It's been on my list, just haven't had a chance to get around to it. So I'm assuming it's pretty good, but you're going to see the return of all our favorite characters like Omega, Crosshair, Emperor Palpatine, list goes on and on. And then, of course, Dave Filoni announces Tales of the Jedi Season 2, another series I haven't watched yet on my list. But apparently it's pretty good. First season's on Disney Plus, so they're returning for that. And another really good show that I've heard nothing but great things about and caught an episode of it, that's Visions, Volume 2. Coming out again, another season. It's like an anime looking Star Wars show, but it's pretty good. It's fun. So those are the big announcements.
I'll need to watch these animated ones. I haven't really seen too much outside of the Bad Batch. I need to get caught up on that. That's already aired season 2 fully. So that would be the first one that I'll catch up on, going into season 3, it being the last. And then, the other animated shows, Tales of the Jedi. I think it's more
for kids.
For kids, focused more on kids. So, but Vision's supposed to have some cool animation styles too. So, be interesting to see those. I'm obviously a bigger fan of the live action stuff, but those are definitely worth checking out to fill in the time between the new shows and movies.
Returning Andor for season 2. Yes. I had a great time with that. And man, that was a damn good Star Wars series, the first season. It was much like the old school movies. It was like in the same vein. It just really worked. And I'm excited to see where they take that Andy Serkis in that series too. It's really good.
Awesome. Yeah. The darker series, Tony Gilroy coming over, making Rogue One, obviously, and bringing it to the small screen. More, mature than anything else that we've gotten in the Star Wars universe. More of a heist, show. But yeah, led by a terrific performance from Diego Luna, our favorite amigo there. He does a great job. Can't wait to see season 2. I think that'll be coming out next year sometime. That'll be the second and final season. So look forward to that. And yes, we are getting the 40th anniversary re-release in theaters. 40 years later, Return of the Jedi. It's coming back to theaters to celebrate that film, the end of the original trilogy all those years ago, 40 years ago.
So that about wraps it up for this Star Wars Celebration 2023. We tried to cover everything that was announced, the big announcements. And I'm sure there may have been some other ones we missed, but the general ones that we're all very excited for being huge Star Wars fans and can't wait to see what the future holds for the Star Wars fans and this universe they've been building for so many years. So I'm very excited to see where they go with this.
That's right, and still airing on Disney Plus for one more week. I think the final episode of Mandalorian season 3 is season 3 is coming to a close. It's explored a lot of the other Mandalorians characters themselves this season, and I'm sure the season's going to end on a high note and lead into the next season and probably other shows. It's going to incorporate all. So a lot on the line in these last couple episodes of season 3 of The Mandalorian. And of course, it'll be back from Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They've both stated that they're going to do this show, as long as they can do it. So I'm sure we're going to get several more seasons.
I hope so. We'll be back to review that after the final episode debuts next week. So stay tuned for that. We also got a lot more reviews right here on our YouTube channel, movies, TV shows, podcasts, interviews, and much, much more. So check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And Cinephellas.com for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
That's right. You can follow us onto our next journey as we review some more TV shows and films in a galaxy far, far away. So until next time, I'm Uncle Henry Skywalker.
And this is Uncle Logan Ridley signing out until the next Star Wars video. Cheers!
Cheers!